Hey guys, this is Keith. Well, for this video I want to talk about the Yamaha WR250R as a touring bike. I had an occasion this past weekend to take it on a 500-mile trip from western Massachusetts down through Connecticut and into the Catskill Mountains of New York. Now this trip was really all back roads. We didn't get on the highway whatsoever. About 40% of it the first day was dirt, and then the second day was all pavement. First day we did 200 miles, the second day we did 300 miles. And I feel like it gives me some insight into how good this bike is as a touring bike. Let me start with the positive things. I would say that the ergonomics of this bike make it very comfortable for traveling all day. Your hands and feet are in a really comfortable position. You don't feel achy or out of sorts really. Very comfortable. There's not a lot of vibration, even when you're doing 50 miles an hour or so. Yamaha's got this bike sorted out pretty well. What I will say as far as the bad, it became obvious pretty quickly that the seat is just not up to snuff to do a long trip. After about 150 miles for the whole day, I felt pretty much done. I had to keep getting off the bike every so often. I couldn't adjust myself. I couldn't straighten up or slouch forward, or standing up helped a little bit, but I just couldn't get in a comfortable position where it took the pressure off my tailbone. It just needs a better seat. The 300-mile day was really tough, but I will say that whether you're doing 200 miles or 300 miles, the pain is pretty much the same. It doesn't get worse over time or with more miles. But I'm definitely looking into a seat concept seat. One thing that I'll say is kind of a hit or miss is the gas range. Now, I know a lot of people change out their gas tanks, and I've been really hesitant about doing that. I've got a perfectly good gas tank here, and I don't really feel like spending $200 or $300 to get an extra gallon. What I did on this trip, anticipating that it might be an issue, was I brought a little bit of gas with me. Only one time did I need to use it, just as a safety measure. I didn't run out of gas. But when I did get to the gas pumps, I pumped in 1.75 gallons of gas, meaning that I had about a quart of gas left, which is a little bit too thin for me. So I would say, if you're going to be going in an area where there's always gas around, I don't think you need to worry about it. But if you're taking this bike off-road where there may be a great distance between gas stations or you're just not sure, it might be worth looking into bringing some gas or even upgrading to get a different tank. For me, I'll just bring some gas on some of these trips because most of my trips are really going to be 150 miles a day or less. So I'll be near gas stations. The other thing I'll say about this bike is it's really in its element when you're on doing some back roads, whether they're paved or dirt roads. If you're keeping it below 60 miles an hour, it's awesome. Above 60, I had a real hard time keeping the speed up at that level. It just requires that you're always on the gas and thinking about it. I know people have videos of them with a WR on the highway. I just don't see this as a highway bike. Stay to the back roads. So in conclusion, I would say that the WR250R is really a pretty good touring bike with a couple of caveats. You don't want to be in an area where there's not a lot of gas because you may have to bring some. And you're probably going to want to upgrade the seat. For me, I'm going to add a little bit more luggage capacity to it. I'm going to look at getting either a giant loop or something similar that will go over here without having to add a rack to it. And that will increase the capacity for staying on the road a little bit longer or more comfortable. If you have any questions or comments about touring on the WR, please leave them below. I've got some more videos coming. A bunch of upgrades and modifications just arrived by UPS the last couple days, so stay tuned for that. Really appreciate you watching the videos. Thanks again. Take it easy. Bye.